Hello, hello, and welcome back to Death Stranding. We have Sam resting right now, so let's just, settle ourselves in a little bit. Man, my headphones are weird in that for some reason the left and right ear aren't communicating properly, but each side has a wires plug. So I have two audio cables plugged into my headphones, and my right ear, I think something's wrong with the pin connectors or something, because every little movement puts static in my ear today, and it's driving me insane. Okay, there we go. Come on, there we go. Alright. Hello, baby. Lulu. 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 I cannot wait till I get the scene where we unhinge our jaw and swallow them whole. My backpack cover looks like it's in good health. What's that orange thing on the ground there? Ooh, not what I meant to do. Come on. Excuse me. I'm gonna make some gross sounds because I'm a little under the weather. Oh, it's the Santa hat. Oh yeah, I had the ending spoiled for me. You know how the game ends with Sam unhinging his jaw and swallowing Lou whole in order to absorb their power and become just as powerful as Higgs and command the BTs. You know, that's how the game ends. Spoilers. Yeah, kind of like Snake. Think more like the monster from the movie Smile, if you've ever seen that. Oh god, Smile is such a good movie. Oh, hang on. So, my auto mod tried to hold that last message. Is that what happened with Higgs? It said, held because potential for racial slur, and it highlighted W. Higgs. So it thought W. Higgs was a slur for some reason. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's recycle these. Come on. Oh yeah, so as of the time I'm recording this, by the time this episode goes live, that could have very much changed, but because I'm recording these like about a week or two out. On the vote on the Discord for what game I should play after I beat this, Dishonored 2 is in fact currently winning. So that's fun. And so there's two ways that can go. If Dishonored 2 is out by the time I beat this and that's still winning the vote, then I'm gonna start playing Dishonored 2 right away. But if it isn't out yet, if they've not released Dishonored 2 yet, I'm going to start playing the runner-up game, and then when Dishonored 2 comes out, I'm going to start playing Dishonored 2 and the runner-up game together in a back-and-forth schedule like I did a while ago with other games. Because the runner-up game currently is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which, like, in the grand scheme of things, will not take as long as Death Stranding 2 to beat. Alright, let's see here. So, I want to now go to the veteran corner. That's where we're heading next. So, I think I mentioned it on and off here that I've now begun writing fanfiction after much provoking from the viewers of this series, Moth Cryptid, and my friend Doodle motivating me to do it as well. And I've only got, like, the prologue up on my AO3 account, But if you join the Ko-fi, you can get a bunch of early teasers, and I should post another one of those teasers soon. of the fic I'm writing, which I let people vote what I write. I'll have a huge list. That's another benefit of the Ko-fi, is you get to determine what short stories I write. But the one I'm writing right now is basically me taking two of my favorite game franchises and making them smash. It is, what if the outsider from Dishonored, an eldritch being who gives his powers to others to give them unique supernatural abilities, just existed in the world of Fallout. Just, the outsider is real in the world of Fallout, which isn't too out of the question considering Fallout was full of eldritch entities to begin with. You wouldn't know it if you were just glancing at the Fallout series on the surface, because, you know, it's a post-apocalyptic series based off 1950s retrofuturism. But there is an underlying current of Lovecraftian eldritch, like, cosmic horror entities. Every game... So, you could arguably say it dates back to the second game, which had ghosts in it. And then Tactics also had the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, amongst other things, appear as joke encounters. Oops. But, the series, ever since Fallout 3, has had this undercurrent of a Lovecraftian horror in it, where you will see these eldritch gods just crop up here and there in the games, for, like, a single quest at a time, usually. Fallout 3 had, a dungeon and a DLC quest that were related to it. Fallout New Vegas is full of little, like, dubiously supernatural... What the fuck was that movement truck? Dubiously supernatural entities. Fallout 4 has a full-on, location based around the same eldritch horrors as Fallout 3 had. 76 really leans hard into it. Like, they're scattered around. But so, like, the setup is that so far, just off the prologue, the people who have the Outsider's mark that we have established are Benny and the Courier. So, Benny was given the mark from the Outsider at some point, and used that mark in order to kill you. And, oh, that one's dead. I was hoping to get a little bit of a charge. And now you, after being killed by Benny, have been gifted with the mark. You know, very similar vibe to what happened in Dishonored 1 in a lot of ways. So I'm having fun writing that. And, like, I don't want to just leave it at, hey, the Vault Dweller has outsider powers, woo! Like, I do want to have the subtle narrative knock-on effects that the outsider existing could have on this world. Like, in a lot of ways, this is going to be a subtle blending of the worlds of Dishonored and Fallout. I don't have anything for you, but do you have anything for me? I'll take that. Excuse me. Alright. Arguably, yes. Because the Mothman is in Fallout 76, and there's a whole cult worshipping him. Which, like, it's left very up to interpretation whether or not the Mothman you see is a mutant monster created after the apocalypse, or a mythical entity that lives in West Virginia. And that's something I very much like about 76 in particular, is it blurs a lot of the lines of the lore in the series. Oh shit. I'm sorry guys. I was looking at chat. People shit on 76 because it had a god-awful launch. Like, honestly, one of the worst launches in gaming history. Like, 76's launch was fucking abysmal. And the whole first year of that game's existence was just hot garbage. But it's pretty good now. Like, I'd definitely put it in my top 3 Fallout games. Like, it's good. My top 3 Fallout games for reference are 3 New Vegas 76, in no particular order. Cause like, so I had this weird relationship with Fallout, right? When I got into Fallout, it was 3 in New Vegas. Those were like the hot Fallout games. And I sort of played both of them close together, and I appreciated both. But I always preferred Fallout 3 when I was younger for a very simple reason. The world. 3 felt more apocalyptic, it felt more bleak, and also it had way, in my opinion, way funner side quests. This is my opinion as a kid. And I appreciated the way that the game just sort of plopped you in the middle of the map and went, hey, explore. And it gave you like a quest to go with. And like, that's my biggest complaint with New Vegas is the map. Because New Vegas's map is a donut that forces you to move around in a certain way the first time. Oh, what about the canyon pass? Can't you just run you can sneak past the death claws? Shut the fuck up. What you can do and what was clearly game developer intent are different. You can glitch games out and fuck with game mechanics in all sorts of ways to sequence break, but what was very clear was you were not supposed to go north in the start of Fallout New Vegas. You know? And like, that narrative start always irked me, and like the map just does not feel as good as any of the other Fallout 3D Fallout games. I would argue New Vegas has the worst open world of any Fallout game. But I always like 3's open world a little bit more. But New Vegas was, in my opinion, undeniably the better RPG with the better story. 3 has some strong stories and story beats and some fun RPG elements, but New Vegas told the better story. And in that way, I could never really pick a preferred game. My basic opinion boiled down to both these games are great for their own reasons. And then 4 came out and complicated that matter. Because 4, I think, has the middle map of, like, 4's map is not that good, but it's very diverse. It has biomes and regional feels, but it feels almost half-assed in that. Like, you got the glowing sea, which is cool, and you got a beach, which has unique atmosphere, and downtown and uptown are all different. But while the areas are very aesthetically different, they're not mechanically different outside of the glowing sea. Like, this very, and like, I guess, like, in the city, you have to, like, be a little bit more cautious. But 4's map wasn't that special, and 4's story was hands down the worst of the 3 games. Fallout 4's story is fucking awful, and the worst part is that it's almost good! There's so much about it where I'm like, if they just had another 2 years to develop that game, Fallout 4 would have been amazing. Like, if they just had like another 1 or 2 years. But they rushed it out, and it kind of was lame. Oh, hey guys. But there's one thing 4 had going for it better than any other one. Ludonarrative synchronicity. Now, what do I mean by that? There's this concept in writing and filmmaking and all of that known as ludonarrative dissonance. And it is when you as a player have to accept, or you as a viewer or whatever, have to just sort of accept things that don't make sense. A good example is a movie being like, this bomb is gonna go off in 10 minutes. And then 20 minutes of movie later, the bomb still hasn't gone off. Because we, as viewers, understand everything in the movie is happening over the course of 10 minutes, but we are seeing multiple perspectives, which sort of makes the time feel longer. Or another good example is like, game, come on. Come on, fucking game. Bullets in games, in general. I want to fucking lose my fucking mind. Bullets in games in general are a good example of ludonarrative dissonance, in my opinion, like guns. Because, like, how does a gun work in real life? You point, you pull the trigger, guy's fucking dead. One hit, down. If not dead, then at least out for the count. But in video games, every character can take fucking 1,000 bullets. And we understand, as consumers, that isn't what's happening in lore, that is just a thing there to make the gameplay more interesting. Or another good example is, you know, this is actually what I'm not holding forward. He just kept driving forward there, and it wasn't letting me move. Dude, reverse! I'm gonna lose my fucking mind! Sam. He's just turning the truck sideways! Why? Why did you go? I didn't hit the exit truck button. He just got it on his own. Unplug and replug my controller when shit like that happens. I'm losing my fucking mind. Why do they keep getting out? I need to watch my temper. I can't lose my cool like that. I need to calm the fuck down. I'm losing my fucking mind right now. He just keeps lodging the truck in. All day today, the truck keeps driving horizontally. And I don't fucking get it. I'm now just thoroughly stuck. We're gonna reload a save, because fuck this game. That's the shit that's gonna stop me from giving this game a 10 out of 10. Shit like that happening fucking constantly. Fucking constantly. Back to what I was trying to say.
Beginning scan.
Ludonarrative dissonance. Another really good example of ludonarrative dissonance is the respawn mechanic in Borderlands. Now, some people would argue that these things are canon, but I don't think they are, because there's way too much in the lore to say they aren't. But there's respawn stations in in Borderlands, where when you die, you just are cloned and come back. But these are literally owned by your enemy, the guy who wants to kill you. Which is like, what? Why would he keep trying to respawn you? And it's because he's not. These aren't canon. They are just there to facilitate gameplay. So, like, that's what ludonarrative dissonance is. Anytime what the game says is happening and what the gameplay tells you are different. Can I not access my private locker when I'm donating things? Or did I select the wrong option? Shit. God, my sniffles are killing me. But so what is ludonarrative synchronicity, if that's what ludonarrative dissonance is? Well, ludonarrative synchronicity is when what the game tells you is happening and what you see... No, I'm trying to donate these. I'm losing my mind. Did I not select share locker? I did not. Oh, fuck. Come on. There we go. There we go. Share locker. Sorry, I'm talking and doing things in the game at the same time, and it's fucking me up. I also am, like, sick, so... Did he have things for the people I care about? No, okay. Alright, let's try and get to the paleontologist again. Fuck. But, yeah, ludonarrative synchronicity is when what the game says is happening and what you see happening align. And Fallout 4, I would argue, has some of the strongest ludonarrative synchronicity out of 3, 4, and New Vegas. Power armor finally feels like what it's described as in lore. A thing that turns a person into a walking tank. Because it completely changes the way gameplay works. Deathclaws, a monster that's always been described as the most terrifying monster of the wasteland, has gone from bullet sponge that you have to shoot 1,000 times and will just run at you and start punching you really hard, to a creature that if you're not wearing power armor is going to one-hit kill you, with its unique animations and special attacks. And there's like other examples all over Fallout 4 where a lot of things now are like working the way that the game's always told you they worked. There are a few things that are detriments to the ludonarrative synchronicity, like the way the fusion cores work. But overall, it is the thing that, like, gameplay-wise, in terms of gameplay, gunplay, side mechanics, and ludonarrative synchronicity is the best of those three. And so for a long time, I could not decide which of the three games was my favorite, because all of them did something else good. Though if pressed, I would always pick Fallout 4 because I love settlement mode. You are fucking kidding me! Fuck this asshole up here. Fuck this asshole up here. Homie really just fucking parked his truck in the most inconvenient fucking spot. Is there a way for me to just erase this? Losing my fucking mind. I was holding the grip. There is something wrong with my controller today. I was holding the grip buttons that whole time. My truck keeps accelerating when I'm not accelerating and not turning when I'm trying to turn. Game is pissing me the fuck off. Losing my fucking mind, man. Dude, just get in the truck. But yeah, so that's how I felt about all that. And then Fallout 76... So yeah, again, to reiterate my thoughts at this point. 4 has the best gameplay, 3 has the best map, New Vegas has the best story. And if I was ranking these individually... Please, Sam. You've driven over this 1,000,000 times! I'm losing my temper. My controller is driving me insane, dude. There's something wrong with it. I stopped driving forward and he was just... Dude, why? Jesus fucking shit. I'm going to rip my fucking hair out. I'm going to rip my fucking hair out. I am just trying to drive down a road I've driven 1,000,000 fucking times. It's stuck again. It's stuck again. Oh, oh! Oh my fucking god. Finally. Not that way, Sam. I think that's been the most maddening shit I've had to deal with this game ever. I really struggle to tell how much is the game just fucking up and how much is my controller being a piece of shit. I feel like I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm. I need to sip my coffee. So to finish the sentence I've been trying to say, yeah, like, in terms of map, it went 3, 4, New Vegas. And, like, first one being the best, last being the worst. In terms of story, it went New Vegas 3, 4. And in terms of gameplay, it went 4, New Vegas 3. So, like, it was always hard for me to pick which one I liked the most out of the three, because they all felt like, you know, they all captured different things well. And then 76 came out. And here's the thing, at launch, 76 was hot garbage, but there was one thing I would always give it credit for. 76 has, without a doubt, the best map Fallout has ever had. Every biome and region feels distinct and unique with a different feeling of gameplay. The forest is calm and beautiful and relaxing to maneuver through, right up until the moment you hear an enemy gunfire. Then you're flooded with panic as you realize you're surrounded by dense trees and you don't know where they're coming from. The ash heap has a choking, oppressive atmosphere. You feel anxious when you're moving through it, and the enemies there are strong enough to pack such a wallop that you don't want to encounter them. The toxic barrens are big, empty, wide open. You can see threats coming from a mile away, but the threats are threats, and the environment itself is hostile to you. You have to carefully examine where you're going and measure your paths out in advance to determine the best route to take to avoid dying. Avoid dying. The mountain range is like, when you're going up it, it is terrifying because you are outmatched by any enemy above you, and they could easily get an ambush on you and have all the advantages from the high ground. But then going downhill, it's the opposite is true. It's like, and then like the swamps and the cranberry bog, and it's just like, the environments in 76 are the best they've ever been. But at launch, the story was the worst story in all of Fallout. Now don't get me wrong. There was a cool story going on there with it being telling the narrative of a world without a protagonist, but like, it just didn't have any roleplay. It didn't have an ability for you to play as an RPG, and it words. Words. And as far as gameplay went, it was just the exact same gameplay as Fallout 4. Which made it really hard for me to determine where I placed it. But by the time the Wastelanders update came out, after the first year passed, its story became officially better than Fallout 4's story. And it does just keep getting better as they keep adding more content. Which means, in my opinion, thoroughly, 76 is better than 4. Because it has a better map, a better story, the same gameplay loop. The only thing you're missing is a fun settlement builder. So that's the only upper hand Fallout 4 has a settlement simulator game. But then I'm left again with the question of which is my favorite Fallout game. And Fallout 3's biggest benefit, a really good fucking map, was put to shame by 76's map once again. So really, my favorite Fallout is either New Vegas or 76. That is what has become the question there when I'm looking at these now. And let's be honest, if you're drawing a comparison between these two games, New Vegas wins by a landslide. Does it have worse gameplay gunplay than 76? Yeah. Does it have a worse map than 76? Yeah. But the story is leagues better. So, and like, the issue is that now 76 has made 3 and 4, by extension, look bad by doing everything they did well better. It's like, it creates this weird thing of, as each Fallout game came out, I kept being like, oh, it's really hard to decide which one is the best. Like, so like, in theory, the next Fallout game will be the best if they are able to learn from what they've done. Take the amazing gameplay and environmental design of 76 and make an actually good story. And you're set. Not to say 76 still has a bad story, 76 actually has a really good story. It's just not as good as New Vegas's. Ooh. And you don't even need to make your story as good as New Vegas's to beat it. You just, like, if you can just have the gameplay be as good or better than 76, make the story a bit better, then you're set. Anyway, I just wanted to finish that thought before we wrapped up episode. Which, we are going to now do just that. I'm dying. Oh, I love that song that's playing in the side. So, sorry for all my fucking unbridled rage, but god, this game pisses me off as much as it makes me happy. And cards will be appearing in a moment. Love all you very, very much, and ta-ta for now.